when we train you, we expect that you should work with all stakeholders in your local government, including politicians, right? But you must do so with integrity. You must do so with transparency. You must do so with accountability to your small group that are following you. That is your ward rep now, and then those that are under the ward rep. So please, if you identify a need to provide this by road to your local government, for instance, and then there is someone in your local government who can provide the solution, and then you know that the person has good intention for the community, you must also identify with the person and bring the person on board. The person can also provide the solution by providing either the resources, the skill, or the time in ensuring that we provide that solution. And then when we've done that, we'd have achieved something for the common good of the entire community. And that is exactly who we are.
I want to congratulate you. I want to welcome you on board because you guys have taken you through rigorous screening process, and you should count yourself you should be very proud that you have been chosen to come here and represent your respective local government. You know, it's an honor to be in this place, and I'm very happy to be with you people. I hope you will come back, you leave this event a renewed, a revitalized, a re-energized young men and women that are willing to make the change that is necessary, not only in our immediate environment, but in our country in general. Congratulations. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome and congratulate the fantastic young men and women who are seated in this hall, the ones that have been sought out, the ones that have been identified. There's certainly something in you that made this organization look for you. There's no time other than now in which this country, this society, the world, and the states needs rare leadership capacity, capabilities, a new idea about what the use of power and influence should be than now. As a long-standing youth leader myself, what I've seen here this morning is quite uncommon. It is phenomenal. It is very, very commendable.
To my esteemed participants, I thank you so much. What you have in common here is the will. I believe that there is nobody here that lead generation has come to meet. You all came out to meet lead generation, to sort, for the knowledge that you believe that you require. When I joined politics, the first thing I could identify in our system is where the problem lies. And probably maybe because I studied chemical engineering in school, I have the ability of tracing fault. So I came up to understand that without politics there is no Nigeria. Because all the leaders that we complain about today, we are putting them in their shoes because they belong to a political party and because they sought for position. So from the position of councillor to the position of a president, we pass through the same political terrain. And now I begin to dissect the political structure of Nigeria. We have 6 geopolitical zones. That is further broken down into 36 states plus FCT. That is further broken down into local government, 774 local governments. And that is further broken down into wards. That's why we have 8,809 wards. So I begin to see that yes, the ward is the smallest element of our political system, which is the foundation. If you and I want to ask ourselves and want to say the truth to ourselves, we should look into our eyes and ask ourselves, what is the capacity of the people calling the shot at the ward level? Since the ward level is the strongest element of our political system, that even the president cannot perform his obligation as a party man, he will have to go back to Daura. He cannot do that from Abuja. As the president, he will go back to Daura. We don't have a system that can validate something from Abuja. You have to go back to your ward. So that ward becomes our foundation. So if that ward is weak, the ward system, our foundation is weak, we will not be able to put the right structure on top of it. So if the rest of the world, they are building skyscrapers, with the kind of political system that we have, Nigeria, we cannot afford to build more than bungalow. So this is the truth, whether we like it or not. Whether we change, we bring the best president in the world to come and govern us. The foundation is wrong. That's the reason why When I joined politics for a purpose. And I want you to ask yourself today, why are you here? There's a purpose why you are here. So I want you all to understand the importance of doing something for a purpose. I use this opportunity to welcome you to this event, and may God guide us as we go through. Thank you.
The Honorable Shinopela himself has a goal, interest in growing the youth. He has one value that is actually scarce, which is teamwork.
This is a forum to reorientate, to give the youth another point of reasoning, to make them unlearn what they are used to, so that we begin to think differently, begin to look at Nigeria and see how it can work. If somebody can come up with this kind of an initiative, and it has been sustained since January, and is moving on with this kind of tempo and the zeal that we see in display, I can tell you there is promise for Nigeria, there is hope for this country, and I'm sure Africa will begin to change when Nigeria begins to change.
Today we're talking about people, power, and change. People is who is your constituency. Power is the ability to achieve purpose. Change is those things that are concrete and specific and are measurable. You can say, as a result of this action, so and so change has occurred. What is your constituency? And I'll try and break down some of these things. It's a group of people who learn to stand together. Nobody should go and say that Ibrahim said the constituency is of a federal constituency or Kaima federal constituency. I did not say that. Your constituency is that group of people who learn together, who stand together, who decide together to achieve a certain goal. Power is the ability to achieve purpose. Now, in understanding power, another thing that I want you to understand is interests and resources. Many of us have different resources and different skills. And when we are able to find that balance between our resources and our interests, we have what we call power together. As an organizer, we have power when we're able to bring together the resources and the interests of our various constituencies and channel it together in a way to achieve our aims.
We're going from state to state, talking to people, training them, giving them the skills that we need for community development, for nation building, and we've started to see the change as we move from state to state. By the time they go back to the grassroots, their ward levels, they're able to impact this kind of knowledge and this kind of training to the people at the grassroots. And slowly but surely, we would have reached all the 8,809 wards in Nigeria.
I believe the youth of this country is actually yearning for an initiative like this. So when such initiative presents itself, you want to jump on and see where you can come in and how you can contribute, and that's hence why we are here today. This is the essence of this program, to be able to trickle that mentality down, to be able to orient people to see that even the people at the top, they are there because of you, because of me and I, because you and I. So we cannot just let the people believe, oh, it's top, bottom, like he said earlier.
The percentage of young persons in Nigeria are about 50%, to be on the safer side. That really means, as a young person, we can decide the future of this country. And, you know, I hate to hear the fact that we are leaders of tomorrow, sincerely, because this is an aphorism that we have always listened to, maybe since we are in primary school. Oh, young leaders of tomorrow. We are leaders of today. That's the first impression I want us to change. We are having the lead generational initiative to create this kind of platform for us. You agree with me that the average cost implication of bringing some of you guys here may be more than 200,000 naira each. Trying to look at hotel reservation, trying to look at feeding, the shirts, the souvenir, and some other stuff. But they are interested in investing heavily into the power of the Nigerian youth. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to agree that youth are not ready. There are a whole lot of people that, you know, in terms of, and if young person will take over, we need to take 3C. Please, you can write this down. 3C need to be ticked. Competence, capacity, and character. So you need to understand your environment. Your environment is the type that places premium on character. Your environment is the places that places premium on integrity. Your environment is the places that places premium on, you know, track record of your parents. So, and as young persons, as mobilizer, as representative of the lead generation initiative across our community, we need to be able to know how we can marry these challenges and provide lasting solutions to it, especially in mobilizing. Because either you like it or not, when you go back to your various local governments, some of this training will be passed on to others.
I've not been participating in such youthful engagements from the past. Ever since we got here, everything, the lectures, the speech from everybody has been really, it's a very good initiative, like seriously. I'm going straight to my local government and engage more youth on doing this.
We should change their own mentality, how we can be more useful. I get me and divide our local government and our state. With a little orientation I have today, I'm pleased and I'm okay.
I happened to school in Niger State, so I was following up their youth participation in Niger State. So when I learned Kwara is holding the next set of the leadership training, I felt elated and I felt I should participate, taking cognizance of the caliber of friends and youth associates I have over in Niger that participated in the program. I felt it's a good thing coming to Kwara, I should participate. Because this type of program is actually a program that I believe is going to give us a positive mindset and a way forward on how to deeply get involved in leadership.
Communication is a core leadership skill. Leaders must be skilled communicators. A leader must be able to think, express ideas, and share information clearly. Without information, you may not be an effective leader. You have to know how to communicate, and you have to know how to use the media to properly communicate. Media skills help you to communicate your key message. Everybody has a message as a leader. Communication, telling your story, helps your audience connect to you. So by the time you've crafted your message and communicate it to whoever your audience is, it helps you build an identity, right? And in building an identity, you have to be sure that you are building a positive image, a positive identity. You and your organization have to be known for reputable reasons. You have to have a positive reputation. In communicating your key message, the correct communication helps you build your brand image, build a positive reputation.
I have a representative with me, and then we have been strategizing how to pick each person from each ward from the local government. So we have jotted down their names and their phone number. I'm going to call them together to have a roundtable meeting. Then I'm going to train them with what we have had here. Then they go from there to their own respective ward, and we are going to follow them up because of the fire that is in us now.
You have to ask yourselves in your community, what are the resources and what are the interests? Unless there is a leader somewhere that is organizing these resources and these interests, no one is going to stand up and act. It is up to you as leaders and organizers to define, what do you define as your purpose? What do you define as that goal you want to achieve? And you start to organize around it and say, what are those actions that we can take?
Yes, I've learned a lot that I can give back to my people at home, like leadership qualities, the way I can interact with my people, the way I can impart knowledge to my people at what level, even from my local government level.
So it has been a wonderful experience. We've met various people, those that have been able to tell us how to do things appropriately and how to be better leaders. I really must commend the New Generation Initiative. I feel this organization is going to shape and breed new set of leaders that will shape Nigeria and make it a better place by contributing their quota towards development.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the second day of the GiLT event in the state of Harmony, Kwara State. We have taken the Lead Generation Initiative's GiLT event to 5 states so far: Oyo, Osun, Bauchi, Gombe, and Niger states. However, the Kwara State GiLT is peculiar and of particular interest to me for many reasons. Perhaps the main reason being that I am from this great state, from the town of Offa in particular, and apparently because throughout the 60 years of Nigeria's independence, our history is painted with inspiring accomplishments of the sons and daughters of this state. And you need not travel far before you hear and read of the great exploits of Kwara State and Kwaras in different sectors. Many people doubt and ask whether Nigeria can ever change. The Lead Generation Initiative has decided to confront this reality by raising a new generation of competent leaders who will build their immediate communities. We are doing this one state at a time, one local government at a time, and one community at a time. I therefore congratulate you for being the lucky ones selected to represent your local governments out of thousands of Kwarans that apply to attend this event. This is a compelling reason for you to take the opportunity of this training and your role as a local government supervisor seriously, as this is your chance to fully participate in the process of building your community and your country. We have carefully designed and selected the modules of this training to fit the local needs of young organizers and leaders in Kwara State. By the end of today's training, we expect that you will have acquired new skills in leadership, communication, nation building, mobilizing, organizing, and enterprise skills. You must ensure that you deploy these skills for the common good of your people by being a worthy ambassador of LGI, by replicating this training within your local government, and by ensuring that you always remain an agent of change and social institutions. This is a train the trainer event, and we expect you to step down this training at your local governments by training your ward representatives within 2 weeks after this training. This forms part of your leadership in practice exercise. I wish you, our esteemed participants, a successful and fun learning experience today.
If you don't drop that mentality that I will only use my certificate to get a job, then you have a problem in Nigeria of today. In those days, the population was very small. Today, 200 million. Your attitude towards your success will determine the altitude you will go in life. You have a better chance in life to be successful than my age group. You know why? When I was your age, there was no IT. It's your generation. You can sit in your house right now and get every information that you need. But today, you have IT that can guide you. You have information that you need in life. You can Google and get any information you need. Just tap your finger right now. And information is what? Information is power. And power can create so much wealth for you, which you can use to do what? To help humanity. You know this is why wealth comes to you, is how to use that wealth to help humanity, which what this gentleman and his wife are doing.
When you're planning your campaign after this session, you need to be visible about what you're doing. There should be messaging, because you're going to come out here and act. So there should be a lot of messaging. There's going to be a lot of role playing of those people we are going to invite in the real life. Okay, next slide, please. So what are the fundamental principles of campaign? A clearly defined audience. Who are you trying to pass your message across to? Who is your target audience? That campaign which you're embarking upon, what message is it passing across and to who? So you need to define your audience. Who do you want to, whose attention are you trying to get with your campaign? A clearly defined strategy. How do you want to achieve it? That thing that is bothering you so much, that has made you embark on that campaign, that is your content. Diverse content communication channels. Like I said, you should need to have a lot of messaging. Some people can carry placards, some can demonstrate how it affects the victims of the campaign you're embarking upon.
So you're not just the leader by yourself, you're not a dependent leader. And if you remember those diagrams that I showed you, one was one person alone being the leader. And as long as you remove that leader from that place, everything scatters. The second diagram showed everyone being a leader on his own or her own, and everyone working in a different direction. But the last illustration that we showed an interdependent model of leadership where everybody leads together and that they are part of a team. So one, as an effective leader, you create a team to work with you and to lead together with you. Next slide. A leadership team offers a way that we can work interdependently. You depend on one another. There's an interdependent relationship. And for those of us who are Chelsea fans, you know that Mendy, who is the goalkeeper, has a role to play. And you know that Mason Mount also has his own role to play. And depending on whether you prefer Tammy Abraham or Olivier Giroud or Timo Werner, they also have a role to play. But nobody is just playing the role on his own. There's an interdependent relationship.
I've been seeing a program, I've attended so many programs. In fact, this one is different. We've been trained on how to be a leader so that we can be able to lead others. And through this manual, we will be able to train them well when we get to our destination.
I would like to invite the secretary to come for the presentation.
Okay, our activity is the International Students Week 2021, and we're going to be having partnership with the management. We're also going to be having partnership with the state government, security personnel, and the SUG government. Also, our objective is going to be to carry along the stakeholders by making them know about what the SLI stands for. Also, we're talking about the peaceful rally, that's reorientation. We all know that students have different orientation about political participation. So the aim of the SLI is to reorientate them and make sure that they have a different idea of what youth development is. And also political participation. Most people don't really participate in politics, so we would put in measures to retrain them and be active in politics by owning their PVCs. And also evaluation and feedback. It's always good to have feedback.
Our leadership system cannot work unless there's a responsible social responsibility system. And when I have to deliberately use the word responsible, because unless the people themselves begin to take absolute responsibility within their spaces, it will be difficult for them to even hold the leaders accountable, right? So the impact we are looking at generally is to ensure that at the end of the day, we have a new generation of citizens and leaders alike, because we have talked so much about leaders alone, forgetting about the important role of the citizens. And you will discover that even in school, they ask you of your leadership skills. Nobody asks you of your citizen skills. So we are teaching them in two ways: citizen skills, leadership skills, and of course how to be involved in ensuring that the community works for all the members of the community and the best interests of the community.
When we started, it was a plan to visit the whole 36 states, and now we're on the 6th state and we're still going with the same energy.
I feel excited. There's never been a time than now for them to actually understand that there are a few of us as youth that have a refined mind, and not refined to the sense that we want to share it to ourselves, we want to share it to the whole world. We also want to encourage many other people to know that once the mindset is being changed, everything can move forward as persons.
What I believe women should do is to be focused, to know what you are doing. The moment you know what you are doing, you are good to go. But when you shift your focus, your vision and your mission, you cannot achieve anything.
Let us make sure that this training does not terminate on you. Please make sure that you spread the word, you spread the knowledge that you've learned here, and so that at least we can imbibe the culture that we need as the people, to achieve the kind of leadership that we should have as a country. In as much as we say this generation is non-partisan or is non-political, this generation is a leadership initiative. So whether we like it or not, in 2023, this generation must come forward to say that these are the leaders to who look forward to.
The name of our group, Student
leadership initiative. Number one, that's the first thing. Then number two thing that you ought to take look at is that we address present issue in the country. For instance, now we were talking about the need to apply what we have learned under this brilliant initiative to reality of youth development and student development in the country. We were able to mirror it down to the forthcoming permanent voters registration campaign. How we intend to apply the knowledge that we've acquired here to sensitize the youth, particularly the students. You know, majority of them in University, Polytechnic and College of Education are voters. So we said we are going to sensitize them. The knowledge that we've acquired here, we are going to take it to Kwara State Polytechnic, University of Ilorin, College of Education, Oro, and other institutions. That's one spectacular thing about our group. And I believe as a result of that, we have a political figure in the state who were present. As a result of that, that's what earned us, and we have God's support. Then majority of the group members we were discussing to actualize things, we work things together. It was a teamwork, it was a team winning, not an individual.
The best breakout group for the Kwara State Get Involved Leadership Training is SLI Group.
SLI Group is the best breakout group for Kwara State.
Stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up.